So I have a different philosophy that I would say a lot of other companies. So look, in America, there's a bias to America.
Yeah.
Right? Most people in America, I think half the country doesn't have a passport, has never left the country. They think Miami is Latin America. So I think my worldview is a bit different. I was born in the Ukraine. I lived as a kid in Israel. I lived for a year in Italy. I lived in terrible places in Canada like Winnipeg. I've lived in Seattle. I've lived in New York. I now live in Miami. So I have a bit more of an international perspective. I also have a slightly divergent view. Yes, America matters. It matters if you're raising money in America, which is where most of the venture capital is. But America is not alone. And what I would say is the distance in terms of problem setting has never been narrower, right? I was just in Tokyo last week. So when I talk about the need for privacy, cloud data security, the need for AI, everybody gets it, right? I was actually in one meeting. We had a translator, a large industrial company, and we do have customers in Japan as well. We're going to start build a beachhead there now. I was in one meeting and I mentioned the data classification for AI. And the whole meeting was them speaking Japanese, me speaking English, plus a translator. But for that moment, he said in English, broken English, this is very hot topic because his CEO had sent an email. So this is a universal. I was just in Dubai. We have staff in Saudi Arabia and Dubai and UAE as well. They have the same issues. They have privacy, they have cloud data security, they have AI issues. So I would say that there's a lot of universal issues. It's no longer a case where you go to Europe and they go, oh, I don't understand what you are saying about this risk. They get it, right? The internet is global. Technology is global. So that's one thing. The other thing I will say, and is often overlooked, is getting into a country is important to do early. Establish a presence. These countries are very loyal. So I was in Dubai. We were talking about the SIM space, who I'm sure your audience is familiar with. And one product that has a lot of traction in UAE is Logarithm. Logarithm is not a huge player in the US, not anymore. Certainly not at the level of a Splunk or a Datadog or a CrowdStrike. But they're a huge player there because they got in early. They got those lighthouse accounts and companies stayed loyal. They created skills on the ground. People knew how to use it. And so what I would say is we came into Brazil in late 2018. We started selling in 2018.
Before the pandemic.
Yeah. And today we're selling. We have customers in Argentina. We have customers in Australia and Singapore and Hong Kong, like HSBC and others. We have customers in Japan. I would say that for us, it's important. And I think it helps build credibility. It helps make you a better company by being able to address privacy concerns in Saudi Arabia as well as in the US. We would not be a great privacy company if all we focused on was California, right? Because there's a million companies that focus on it. But we understand the Brazilian market. We understand the Singaporean market. We now have customers in Indonesia. We have customers in Malaysia. So we've become a better company as a consequence.
Yeah, diversity since the beginning.
Yeah.